First and 10. They'll fake the jet sweep and run up the middle with Henry. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Tackled by Nick Bosa of the 49ers. Tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends are like in a sprint on that play to hold them to no gain.
Second down, they go again with Henry. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Here is 3rd and 5. Now Allen. Forced out to his left. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Nick Bosa able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for the AFC. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. The NFC about ready to set up shop offensively as we out. They punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Goff. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
The numbers for the NFC on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and forever. Back to throw. Goff. They've got his man. Complete. Big strides. Look at him go. George Kittle. And all the way in for the touchdown. George Kittle, 93 yards. As his guys are on the board first here tonight. Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. No, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there, and this will stay a 6-point ball game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The AFC offense making their way back out. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
Here's Allen. And he'll get this underneath to Henry. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. 2nd and 7. Throwing now is Allen. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And that's a hard-earned yard there as he takes a pretty good jolt at the end of that one. Now a 3rd and 6. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. One final possession for the NFC in this first half. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink.
Final 24 seconds of the first half as they come up here 1st and 10. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. I don't know what was going on there, but the end result, this is going to be a safety. Well, I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but, Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the plan.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us, but I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, the run backwards into your own end zone play was not written down.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
Automatic 1st down.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now Allen. He dumps it off for Henry. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. A final shot before half for Allen. He'll let this go deep for Collins. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we have come upon halftime of this Pro Bowl with the NFC on top of the AFC. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
In the first half, it was the veteran quarterback Jared Goff who had command of the offense. He has a touchdown pass, and that amounted to the only touchdown of the game for either team thus far. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The AFC going to get the ball first as we are back underway on EA Sports. Well, certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
So they run the option here on 1st and 10. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. Nick Bosa using that speed to get in there and break that play up.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Back to throw. Allen. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Allen. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Byron Murphy, the one who got a hand in to knock it away. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Now the NFC heading out for their first drive of the second half. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And not quite sure what just happened there, other than we do know that he spiked the football on 1st down. This one has been fun so far, as the Pro Bowl usually is. A lot of relaxed faces out there. 2nd and 10. And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Throwing again is Goff. Oh, and he'll just get rid of this one deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Denzel Ward right there in coverage to get the hand in.
So 1 first down on that drive, and that's it. Forced to take the deep shot on 3rd down and couldn't hit it. Now they have to punt this one away.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. 31 yards on the punt there. And the AFC will take over, 1st and 10. The AFC offensive unit getting set to take over. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
Has not been a big game for him throwing the football. I think he feels like, let's try something different. Let's use the legs here and see if we can make some plays.
And no passing touchdowns, yardage not where he would like it. Try something new, it worked there. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Throw caught by Flowers. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. And he cannot get rid of it. The NFC getting in there for the sack. Micah Parsons able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. On play action, Allen. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. He needed 2. He only got 1. And as a result, possession switches hands. Well, they turned to their bigger body there on the dive. Fullback dive, just couldn't get it done.
And sometimes even that bigger body needs even bigger bodies to help him get there. They weren't able to create a crease for him, ended up not getting the first down.
Now it's gone. And he fires one incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Second and 10. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. No, he didn't spike it. He faked it. And this is going to work. It's caught. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. It's the NFC with the lead and the football as we start the fourth. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. And off his back.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
Looking for the out route. He's got it. Complete to Kittle. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up fourth down. And now some disagreement down on that sideline. The red flag is out, and we're going to get a challenge. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to... So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this will stay a 4-point game. Now, this was still going to be a one-score game either way, but still, that's a potentially harmful miss here in the fourth.
It certainly is, because if you consider that now if they give up a touchdown, they give up the lead. So he might be getting the side eye by the defenders coming out on the field now as he goes back to the bench after that miss.
Allen now looks to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. To throw, it's Allen. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Jalen Carter in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw. Allen. They set up the screen for Henry. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Allen. Got to have this one. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The AFC went for it, and it doesn't work out. And the NFC is going to get the football back in excellent field position. Here now the NFC to take over on offense. Looking at this situation, if they get a field goal out of this, it helps, but a touchdown would really help into going to secure the victory.
You know what I'm thinking right here? In the West Coast offense, in their parlance, every time they throw the football, they say you're either throwing it for a touchdown or a check down. In this case, it's either taking time off the clock or getting that touchdown that really puts you in firm control. I think they'll go either way on this one.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback, because everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Still 1st down.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there, because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Now Goff. He'll fire deep downfield from Lamb. Touchdown! C.D. Lamb. 41 yards. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on 4th down. And now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one, because your hands are tied when you're losing in the 4th quarter, because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the 1st down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
Aubrey now for the point after. And he atones for his miss the first time around, as this one is up and good to extend their lead. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. Back out is the AFC offense. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air. As we take you through some of the action from earlier, this secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. This is 1st and 10. To the air, Allen. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Allen going to throw. And a nice pickup there as he'll get about 9, and that will lead us to a stoppage here at the 2-minute warning. So the AFC with the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Allen. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. A big play in this football game. 3rd down and 1. Here's Allen. Oh, he stays up. He'll let this go deep for Collins. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
And while it's probably going to take a miracle at this stage, if they come down with this one in the end zone.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. So certainly some importance to this one now. After the touchdown, they could get this down to a field goal with a 2-point conversion. Allen. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And it is gobbled up by the NFC. And now looking at the clock here, they do have 2 timeouts, but even if they force a 3-and-out, they're going to have very little time remaining.
So that means they've got to be aggressive and find a way to knock the ball free. They've got to come up with it because they can't just rely, as you noted, on using their timeouts and getting the ball back. They might not have any time to mount an attack, even if they do play it that way. Get the football. That's their mantra.
They've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their 2nd as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That 1st down going to be enough to write a finish to this one.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
Broken tackle. And they get this just inside the 30-yard line. Now the AFC going to use their final out of the half. Now the NFC going to call the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still second down. Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still second down. Delay of game, offense.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still second down.
After the penalty, they go with Barkley. They'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance in guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Here now, third and a yard. Now Goff. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down.
Coverage was awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to put him a touchdown and a 2-point conversion up. And he missed it. He missed it just wide of that left upright. It's no good. And they'll be unable to build here onto their 5-point lead. Boy, a third miss of the game right there. By rights, they could be high and dry right now, but instead, this is still a ball game.
And defensively here, you can't let this affect you. You've got to go out and do your job, not worry about someone else's.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Throwing, Allen. He's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
This defense has been so stingy all game long. No reason to think it's suddenly going to open up now. They took their shot, but this, like many others, falls incomplete.
But just over a minute to go in the football game. 2nd and 10. To throw is Allen. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
But that incompletion reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. One final try here for Allen. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that, because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
The NFC about ready to set up shop offensively. Should just be one kneel and then handshakes. Goff with a kneel down here, and that should put a conclusion to this one.
I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros. So, Charles, a victory for the NFC. Final thoughts on this Pro Bowl?
We had some fun, didn't we?
Absolutely.
A lot of excitement, some big plays to watch, a lot of those great matchups that we don't get to see during the regular season because sometimes teams don't play against each other. And, oh, by the way, no one got hurt. There's the win for everyone. I think the fans enjoyed this one.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night, everybody.